Why do insurance companies investigate insurance claims and what triggers those investigations? Welcome to the PI Guide channel. My name is John Morris. I am a licensed professional private investigator. Have you ever wondered what makes an insurance company decide to investigate an insurance claim? Have you ever had an insurance company investigate one of your claims? Let me know in the comments down below. The bottom line as to why an insurance company may invest in an insurance claim is, well, the bottom line, folks. Generally, this is done to mitigate the potential payouts to claimants and negotiate lower settlements. But wait a second, it is not quite that simple. Let's dig into the details a little more. A more accurate reason for insurance companies to investigate an insurance claim is to avoid potential insurance fraud. Now, when we talk about insurance fraud, we are usually looking at two types of fraud that may occur. The first is what is sometimes referred to as a soft fraud situation, where the claimant inflates the value of a claim. For instance, they may make allegations that they have more severe injuries, like whiplash, than they really sustained in an accident. The second type of fraud claim is something that is referred to as a hard fraud claim, which is where someone makes a claim for an event that never happened in the first place, like slipping and falling because of water on the floor when there was actually no water on the floor and no slipping or falling for that matter. Now, I know based on my experience that insurance companies do not conduct a comprehensive investigation on all claims, and I will share with you my findings regarding how many claims actually get investigated in just a little bit. To get to the answers of what triggers an investigation into an insurance claim, let's take a quick look at what happens during the claim process so we have a better understanding of the system. When a claimant files a claim with their insurance company, the first thing that usually happens is the claim gets assigned to a claims adjuster. The insurance claims adjusters are the folks who handle the claim from the initiation of the claim all the way through to a final resolution. That means they review the claim, evaluate the claim, investigate the claim, and conduct negotiations with the claimant regarding the claim. So the adjuster is the lead investigator in that claim. They are the people that know the ins and the outs of the insurance world and claims process, to be sure. Part of their process is to speak with the claimant to get a good understanding of what was involved in the claim, conduct site evaluations to see firsthand what the situation was like, speak with witnesses to the event, and request medical records to get a better understanding of the actual injuries sustained. After the adjuster has evaluated the claim, they are then able to make a decision to accept or deny the claim or to continue with further investigation. This is where the private investigator may come into play during the claims investigation process. Yes, the adjuster does some early stage investigative activities for the claim. However, they are usually not the individual doing surveillance or other evidence gathering field work, such as getting recorded statements from witnesses. If the adjuster decides it may need further evaluation and investigation to see if potential fraud is involved, then they may hire a private investigator to come in and handle that part of the case for them. But what triggers that level of investigation? Let's look at those details right now. One of the first indicators of potential fraud in an insurance claim is if the claimant has a history of filing other insurance claims. Yep, file too many claims and this may put you on the to-be watch list, but that doesn't mean there is fraud involved. It just means it may be a flag for the insurance company to take a deeper look into the claim. Suspicious loss or suspicious injury claims are another huge red flag for the insurance adjuster. One example of this may be a seasonal employee, let's say a lawn care technician who has a claim filed for a work-related injury just days before the fall layoff of the season. Another flag for further investigation on an insurance claim is the use of suspect medical providers. There are some medical providers out there, I'm sorry to say, but they do inflate fees and inflate injuries so they can get more money out of the insurance company and keep the injured party as a patient for as long as they can to keep milking the system. Insurance companies may also look into a claimant's credit history and see if there are extraordinary debts out there that may make the claimant fake a claim to get quick cash to get out of a bad financial situation. Another red flag I have seen over the years of working injury-related investigations is when the boss, a friend, a witness, or someone else states, I think they may be faking it because. And then they give details, like because I saw him at the lake last weekend water skiing, or I saw her at the gym working out with her friends, or I saw him at a competitor's and I think he may be working there. Here is another huge one we see often when the doctors themselves cannot explain the injuries. Yep, the claimant says that they have a lower back pain all of the time. It never goes away, and they can barely sit or stand or lift anything. But all of the doctor's observations, exams, and x-rays indicate no injuries. The second biggest one that we see a lot is the lack of follow-through by the claimant for further medical attention, such as doing physical therapy. They just never go to those appointments. Or the doctor doesn't understand why they aren't healing properly and thinks it may be because they are not following the doctor's instructions. But the biggest one we see a lot involves the doctor again or someone at the doctor's office. It is when one of those medical providers sees the claimant doing something they claim they cannot do. Yep, I have had many cases where the doctor themselves observed the claimant who just said they can't stand for more than 5 minutes or lift anything over a few pounds, just tossed their walker in the back of a big old pickup truck and climbed right up into the driver's seat and took off. Now that is not a for sure indicator, but whenever I am surveilling a claimant at a medical clinic, if I see the doctor walking out of the clinic with the claimant to their car, I often become suspicious myself as to why a doctor would do this. Many times it is to see how the patient acts outside of that clinical environment. Not all the time to be sure, but I know it does happen a lot. Now back to the question of how many claims does an insurance company investigate? Well, the simple answer is all of them. Yep, when they assign the insurance adjuster to the claim, their job is to investigate the claim for validity. Now that does not mean every claim goes beyond that for further investigation. In fact, the vast majority of claims get settled very quickly with no investigation beyond the adjuster. Based on my experience from talking to many insurance adjusters over the years, I would venture a guess at saying less than 10% of all claims go beyond the adjuster for further investigation. And that 10% may only go to the SIU, Special Investigative Unit, for further evaluation and never go beyond that. In fact, maybe 10% of that 10% would lead to a private investigator getting involved. You see, the bottom line for the insurance company is, after all, the bottom line. They're not going to spend tens of thousands of dollars to have a PI conduct surveillance on someone for a minor claim. Now, if you want to know the secrets, how to get those insurance contracts and get on the insurance company's vendor list as a PI, then check out this video.